Hello again. I've got a really budget-friendly knife here for you this time. This is a very common, very well-known knife. This is the Morakniv Basic 511. Now this is a really, and I mean really affordable knife, and it's not, a cheap Chinese thing either. It is definitely, of reasonable quality for the price and for what it's made of. Now, if you're not aware, Mora or Morakniv, however you want to say that, they're called Morakniv, doesn't matter how you say it. They're made in Sweden, so not some cheap Chinese thing, although it is affordable. Now these knives come at about £7 British sterling, so less than a tenner. So it's a fairly cheap knife. So let's have a look at the knife. So you've got around 3.5 inches of blade right there, and it's a Scandi grind. Now to me, that's one of the best things about Mora knives is their Scandi ground. Now, for me personally, can't speak for anyone else, but for me personally, a Scandi ground knife is the easiest to sharpen. You can get a Scandi ground knife like this, razor sharp, fairly easy, and with minimal effort because the grind is so large. So let's just have a look at some technical details of the knife. So the handle is some sort of plastic. I don't really know what kind of plastic, but it's molded around the knife. Now I've seen some x-rays of this so you can see through the handle, and some people have actually cut the knife in half along the handle. I assume they would have done that with a bandsaw, so you can actually see the tang. So it is a rat tang, but it is it is fairly strong. This particular one is carbon steel. I'm pretty sure you can also get the exact same thing in stainless steel, and it's got quite a pointy tip to it. The spine isn't that thick, which is a good and a bad thing. I mean, you're obviously not going to put this knife under a lot of pressure. You're not going to give it a lot of abuse. You're not going to be whacking on it, splitting logs with it, batoning with it, etc. But because it's so thin, it's obviously going to be good at slicing, which means it'll be good for food preparation and woodworking. Not only that, I'd imagine this would be good for game preparation. Now, all of the above things that I've just mentioned there is what people use this knife for. This knife is also very popular within the survival and bushcrafting and camping community. For those reasons above stated, and again, they're cheap. £7 for an excellent quality knife such as this. It's not going to break the bank. You can afford, to buy a few of these. In fact, there's a few variations of this knife that are very similar in style, but they have slight differences. In fact, let's talk about that now because I've got two of them here. This here is basically the exact same thing, just with a different colour handle. This is the Mora rope knife. This has a serrated blade, or partially serrated blade. Put it off to the side there. And here we have a green one. Now this is, I suppose, aimed towards children, because this knife has a blunt tip. It is not pointy at all. You cannot, stab with this. The tip of it is effectively like a butter knife. Now, it is still very sharp, so you can still get cut. So if you are going to give this knife to a child, it's still a knife. They could still get hurt. So anyway, that should just be obvious. Now, one interesting thing about this is all these knives I've just shown you, the sheaths are pretty much compatible with each other. So you could, all of these knives fit in all of these sheaths. Now you'll notice this little, I don't know what to call it, this little thing here. People often get confused as to what that is for. Now it's pretty simple. You'll notice that there's this sort of tab on the back, and I think this is what some people call a piggyback system. If I can just slide it on, there we are. So you can carry two knives on one spot on your belt, and that's pretty handy. And you could pretty much do that with as many knives as you want. You could do it with 2, you could do it with 10 if you really want to. Why you would want to do that, I don't know. I think you'd look kind of stupid doing it with any more than 2, and I don't see it being practical. And then again, how many knives you need to carry at once? That said, we would carry as many knives as we possibly can, because I'm pretty sure we're all gear nuts here. But anyway, back to this. So, like I said, great for bushcraft, great for camping. Really easy to sharpen, and is really inexpensive, so I can't really see any reason to not buy this. I mean, this is one of those knives that you can recommend to almost everyone. I mean, and not only that, these are good utility knives. you could use this for almost anything. In fact, you can use it for eating your dinner if you really wanted to. In fact, I've occasionally used my Mora Companion, which is my most used knife, for eating my dinner, so you could do almost anything with these. These are just really great all-round, all-purpose utility knives, and like I said, they're really affordable. Now you can get these at almost any online bushcraft shop. So I suppose that pretty much concludes this video. Like I said, there's no really any real reason not to own these. I mean, they're fantastic little knives. So anyway, thank you for watching. Any questions or comments or whatever, leave them down in the comment section. I reply to the majority of them. If not, I'll at least read them. So thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.